everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be doing my 8 weeks pregnancy update. I turn 9 weeks tomorrow, so I've been through a whole week of being 8 weeks pregnant, and this week I had my first midwife appointment. I had the antenatal booking appointment, so that all went really well. I'll have a wee chat to you about that. But first I just want to talk about how baby is developing. So this is just a wee picture on my Ovia app of how baby looks right now. So my notification today said that baby's bones are now starting to harden. So it's a process called ossification, and that just sounds amazing. So they're also the size of a wild strawberry. And just when I was looking up online as well, baby's eyes, the retinas are starting to develop this week. They're starting to form. And also the boy or girl private parts of their body are starting to develop as well. By the end of this week, which is today, all essential organs and bodily systems are beginning to develop as well. So they've all started their development, and from here on out they will just be continuing to develop and get stronger and just work more and get bigger. So yeah, that is super exciting. Baby's growing very, very fast still. The head's still, the biggest part of their body and will be for a good while longer. Baby's between the size of 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch, which still seems really small, but compared to, weeks and weeks ago, they've just, this increase in size is incredible. They're still growing about 1 millimeter a day, and there can be growth spurts in their arms and their legs as well, and little jerky movements. And if you were to get an ultrasound right now, you would see your baby moving around like crazy. So it's crazy to think I am in my 2nd month now of pregnancy, 7 left to go. So it's already going so fast. It's mad. Baby's heart is beating between 150 and 170 times per minute, so really quite fast. And there's an old wives' tale to say that a heartbeat that kind of sounds like a train and slower is more likely to be a boy, and if it kind of sounds like a galloping horse, quite quick, it's supposed to be a girl. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but it's a nice wee fun way when you're at your ultrasound of listening and guessing and just playing along with that as well. So the amniotic fluid and everything's increasing all as well, and the uterus, I believe, is about the size of a lemon now. So yeah, just a wee bit now about how I've been feeling this week. I've still been extremely tired. I've still had to go for naps during the day and stuff. So my body is super tired. It's just working really hard, and obviously looking after a toddler and all that kind of stuff as well is just tiring. I found that walking down to my appointment was fine. Well, it's downhill, but I did get a bit tired just walking down the hill, which is rare for me. I walk everywhere, I'm used to it. But I suppose during lockdown and stuff I've been walking less, so maybe that was a factor too. But walking home was tough. I did find it really, really hard. And there was one day as well, I took Lucas out a walk and I had him in the pram. I called over to my mum first and saw them. It was really fun in the garden. And then he was kind of getting a wee bit crabbit. So I took him for a walk, but as soon as we got into the park, he just wasn't really having it. He didn't want to. So, and I was actually kind of glad because I was struggling to push the pram and I wasn't looking forward to the hill in the park. So I turned and brought him home. But just that wee bit of a hill as well up to my house just really took it out of me. I get out of breath, I just feel really heavy, and then obviously pushing the pram as well. It's just getting hard. So I'm hoping though that it's just within these first 12 weeks, and then hopefully I'll get a wee bit of energy back and stuff and just start feeling really healthy again. Throughout my pregnancy with Lucas, I was still walking up to work. Usually I got a lift home from Luke. I would wait at the car for him and he'd get out a wee bit later. So that was good. I wasn't having to walk up home. But I was walking to work every day until I was about 8 months pregnant. And random odd day here and there, I would get a lift from my dad. But most days, if it was dry, not raining or anything, I would walk. So, and I think that all played a factor in how I felt so good throughout the pregnancy too. A lot of people told me, if they didn't see my huge bump, that they wouldn't know I was pregnant, just because I didn't really have any symptoms or anything with him. I never got sick. I didn't have much aches or pains, and like I said, I was walking, right up to the end and working right until the end as well. So that was all really good. Um, so my booking appointment was this week. I met two lovely midwives who were great. Because of COVID-19. The appointments are a bit different than my booking appointment with Lucas. They're just doing all the physical stuff at that appointment, so checking your height and your weight and your blood pressure. But they don't go through any of your medical history or anything like that. Instead, I had to wait for a phone call then from a midwife, which I was told it would either be later in the evening or the next morning, and I said that was fine. It didn't really matter to me. So the midwife ended up ringing that evening, not too long, just a couple hours after my appointment, and she was lovely. She went through all my medical history and answered any questions I had as well, so that was really nice. So down at the physical appointment, my height obviously is the same. I think I can't even remember for sure what that was. I think they did it on it in centimeters or something. I'm not sure. But my weight has come down a lot since my last pregnancy. I've actually lost 3 stone. So I was significantly heavier from at the start of my last pregnancy, which I am really happy about now. During my last pregnancy, I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes. I did check my blood sugar 7 times a day. I think it was 7 times a day, and that was tough. So this time around, I'm really just trying to stay extremely healthy and hopefully not get gestational diabetes this time. The midwives were so encouraging about my weight loss, and they all said it's really positive and should have a nice knock-on effect throughout this pregnancy as well. So I won't get too much into my last pregnancy. I probably will do a separate video on that pregnancy and being changed from being low risk midwifery led at the start to being shared care, kind of in the middle, and then by the end then I was consultant led. I was classed as high risk, obviously having gestational diabetes, but yeah, this time I'm hoping for a different outcome. Although the midwife, when we were on the phone, she did say that I probably would be classed as consultant led this time again, just because of my history. And I did ask at that point if that automatically ruled me as high risk. And she said no, absolutely not. That being tested for gestational diabetes early and all that kind of stuff will determine whether I'm high risk or not. And she asked, was that because I was hoping to be midwifery led? And I said yes, that that would be amazing, that would be great. And she asked why I wanted to be midwifery led. Was it because I wanted a water birth? And I said yes, I would absolutely love a water birth. Last time with being high risk, it wasn't an option for me. It just was a no from the get go. I couldn't have a water birth. So she said, are you asking because you would like a water birth? And I was like, yes, I would love one. And she said the water births are great. It's a nice form of natural pain relief, and it's just nice to labour in the water and stuff. But that she really didn't want to burst my bubble, but that just given my history, I would be allowed to labour in the pool, but that I couldn't deliver in the pool. So I will get into all that in maybe a different video if that's something that you would like to hear about. Just all the reasons why I was high risk, and the gestational diabetes, having a big baby, and what that led to in the birth. So, and why I couldn't have a water birth and stuff like that, and why this time, if I did have a water birth, why I couldn't deliver in the water. So yeah, so at this point in time, I would absolutely love another natural birth. I would love to labour in the water and deliver outside of the water. I'm very open. I know that labour can go all sorts of ways. Birth plans can get through out the window, and you just have to be open to the situation and trust in the medical staff and know that they're there to ensure that the best outcome for both you and the baby is, what happens. So just trusting them and trusting yourself as well. That is just something that I will be hugely focusing on this time. If I do go for a natural birth. It has been said to me on my 7 week checkup appointment after Lucas that they would kind of push me to have a C-section, and that's all for different reasons. But yeah, right now I would love a natural birth. But I'm completely open. I'm not naive to think that things can't go wrong, or things can't happen. But the best outcome for me would be a natural birth, a natural vaginal birth again. Yeah, so that is what I'm aiming towards. I just have to watch out for baby's growth during this pregnancy. I will be getting growth scans just because of last time, and just keeping an eye on that will help me determine which path I want to go down then for the end. I've still kind of been feeling sick on and off. I haven't thrown up. Last Saturday was the only time, thank goodness. I haven't thrown up again since then. I've kind of been retching and feeling really sick, but I haven't actually got sick again, so I'm focusing on that. It's a really positive thing. And then obviously as I get closer towards being 12 weeks pregnant, that all should subside and get less and less until hopefully I don't feel sick anymore. But no, there's been a couple of days this week where I've done my makeup and wore nice clothes and got out for a wee walk and stuff, and I felt good. And then there's been a few days where I've just been so emotional and just feeling really down and teary and crying, but you know what, that's all normal. It's just the hormones are going absolutely mad right now. Just sticking to taking my prenatal vitamins every day and folic acid, and I do find that my vitamins are something that I need. I think I spoke about in a different video of before getting pregnant. I continue taking my vitamins because obviously I am still breastfeeding Lucas, and there was a stage where I'd ran out of vitamins for I think it was a few days, and by like the 4th or 5th day I was feeling extremely down and lethargic and just so tired and just generally crappy. And once I started taking my vitamins again after kind of 2 or 3 days, I was completely back to normal, feeling great and feeling energized. I do think I'm just someone that needs, probably with breastfeeding as well, I just need, that bit of extra nourishment for my body. I think I've covered pretty much everything. So the biggest point this week was probably the midwife appointment and finding out just how much weight I've lost and stuff. And a big factor for me as well is that my BMI has come down a lot. I think during my last pregnancy my BMI was 35, and I found out this time that it's down to 29. So for me that is amazing. So I am so happy about that, and I'm just hoping to again control my diet throughout this pregnancy and hopefully not be diagnosed with gestational diabetes and just stay as healthy as I can. And hopefully I won't need all the growth scans this time. I'm hoping that baby will be growing and staying along, their centile the whole way and all that kind of stuff. I am just excited and I'm trying to stay positive, and yeah, so I still, it's still really early. I still don't have a bump or anything. I will show you my tummy. Yeah, but this week's been overall pretty good. Apart from obviously the couple of days where I've been extremely tired and emotional. I think I'm just getting really excited now about the fact that Lucas is going to have a sibling, just someone to play with and all that kind of stuff. And I think having the appointment just made everything a bit more real, and it was just nice speaking to midwives again. And I just cannot wait to see my pregnancy notes. I really want to read through everything from being pregnant with Lucas and just remember some things, all the good stuff, and yeah, I can't wait to get my notes. So I'm waiting now on my letter for my first ultrasound. They told me it'll be between 12 and 14 weeks, which seems like such a long time to wait. You know, I'm still only 8 weeks pregnant. So potentially, 46 weeks more wait just seems like a long time. But I will get to see my baby soon, and hopefully everything is just growing well and progressing as it should. And I am positive that everything is how it should be, and I'm feeling good and looking forward to meeting my little baby. So I'll show you my tummy now and let you get on with your day. So obviously I'm still pretty early on in the pregnancy. I don't have a bump yet or anything. I'm still kind of getting a bit of bloating and stuff soon, and I will start growing my little bump and then start feeling them soon. So yeah, I will be back again next week with my 9 week update, and obviously talk about that week and any new symptoms or anything that I'm having. And hopefully this week as well, I'll get my letter for my ultrasound, and we can all look forward to that. So I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will see you all next week. Bye.